This is the model 1212M manual tube end forming machine. It is portable. It is electrical driven, hydraulic powered, and it has a 5 horsepower motor, a 3 gallon a minute pump, and is rated at 3000 GPM. It is powered by 230 volts, 3-phase. This unit is totally self-contained. It has a manual valve that will operate the cylinder. It has its own little reservoir. This is the reservoir we're looking at now. If you look underneath there, that is the oil filling tap. You remove that and fill the reservoir. There's the oil filter. It's mounted on casters. There's 4 casters, so it's very portable. You can move it around. We're looking at a little tube that indicates the oil level. The filter is, you can just unscrew it to replace it. It's very easily replaceable. This is the hydraulic cylinder. And this is the gripper clamp assembly. It's a manual clamp assembly that you use collars to hold the tube. And then we're looking at the forming die that will make the expansion on the tube. It's very important when the system is hooked up to the electrical that the rotation of the motor is right so that the pump will operate. There's an arrow mounted right there on the housing cover that will show the rotation. There is the this pressure gauge will give you what the system is operating at. You can operate at a maximum 3000 psi, and there's the arrow that will give you the rotation of the pump. Okay, we're looking at the tooling that's used on this machine. There's some collars, clamp collars. They're double tapers on them so that when you exert force pushing, they'll clamp tighter on the tube, and then when you retract, they'll also stay in place so that you can remove the die from the tubing. The collars on the right are for the 3/4 tubing that was to try to reduce the tubing. The collars on the left are for the 1/2-inch tubing that we're doing the expansion. The reducing tooling, we use inserts, and we have the body where the inserts screw into, and then of course the body screws into the shaft of the cylinder. And of course there's 2 pieces of tube. One is a 1/2-inch tube and the other is a 3/4-inch tube. In a minute we'll be operating the clamp to show how. Okay, now we're going to go to a setup here. We'll go to a dry run. He's going to set up the collars. First he takes the lower collar and he places it in the clamp. Then he takes the tube and he puts the tube in the clamp, and he leaves it extended out approximately 3/4 of an inch. Then he puts the upper clamp on. He closes the clamp, and he just locks it in place. And then manually he'll take the valve and move it forward. Go in a little deeper, Ralph. Just go all the way until you come.
It's split, sir. I'll show you the other side.
Okay. Okay. Then he backs up, and basically it's all done. We'll go through this again so we can see more detail again. Okay, we're going to go through the cycle again here. Go ahead now. Make the setup here, but just be sure the double taper is proper in relation to the clamp. Just go all the way in there until it reaches the collar. Okay, now he's going to come and do the expansion. Stops, back up, stop. It's over. You need a little hammer or something to pound the, and there's the expanded part. That's all there's to it. It just takes a few seconds to do it. Now looking at the valve, if we ever want to increase or decrease the pressure, we're going to go through a little exercise here. There's a little acorn nut on top there. You remove that first. Then you see a little set screw. You loosen there's a nut there. You loosen that, and then you screw the set screw in to increase the pressure, and then you retract it to reduce the pressure. After you've got the setting that you want to establish, and you can read the pressure on the gauge down at the bottom, you lock the nut again, and then you put the acorn nut on, and your pressure is set. All the pressure is pretty much set at the factory. We're looking at the expanding die. The expanding die simply has a male thread that will screw into the female threads on the shaft. It's a 1" 14 thread. Changing the die just takes a few seconds to do it. Okay, we're going to go through this cycle one more time here to get some more detail on it. Okay, well, you can load it up. Put your bottom clamp in there. Put the tube in. Extends it about 3/4 of an inch from the end of the collars. Put the top collar on. Closes the clamp. Tightens it by hand. It just goes forward, makes expansion. Comes back, it's over. The tube will have a tendency to stick on the bottom clamp. So when you take it out, you take a little hammer and you kind of pound it out, and it's all over. Done. That's all there's to it. Call AMH if you have any questions. Thank you.